Most people believe clarity comes first, that once they understand everything, progress will finally feel smooth. So they think more, analyze more, try to solve the whole thing in advance. It feels responsible. It feels careful. It feels like the right way to avoid mistakes. But clarity does not usually arrive before movement. It arrives because of movement. Let that idea sit before moving on. Trying to figure everything out feels like protection. If you understand the process, you won't waste effort. If you see the full picture, you won't go the wrong way. So when uncertainty appears, thinking increases. You plan more deeply. You review options again. You look for certainty, but certainty is rarely available at the beginning of progress, and waiting for it quietly stops momentum. Imagine sitting at your desk. You're ready to begin something important. But before you start, you decide to check one more thing. You review progress. You reconsider the plan. You wonder if there's a better approach. Minutes pass. Nothing moves. Not because you were lazy, but because you were trying to be correct. This moment is familiar to more people than they admit. Thinking has a cost. Every unanswered question creates hesitation. Every alternative creates doubt. Instead of moving forward imperfectly, you pause to avoid error. But progress does not reward hesitation. It rewards continuation. And continuation requires accepting partial clarity. Clarity is not a starting condition. It is an outcome. It forms through repetition, through feedback, through contact with reality. Trying to force clarity early is like trying to see the whole path before taking the first step. The view improves only after you start walking. The need for clarity often comes from fear. Fear of wasting time, fear of choosing wrong, fear of realizing later that you should have known better. That fear is understandable, but it quietly asks you to freeze until certainty arrives. And certainty rarely comes to people who are standing still. Notice how often you delay action, because something still feels unclear. Notice how often progress is postponed, not because effort is missing, but because answers are. You don't need to solve this now. Just notice the pattern. Most progress happens while things still feel incomplete. You begin without full understanding. You adjust as you go. You learn by doing. Clarity follows action, not the other way around. This is not reckless. It's realistic. Instead of asking, "Do I understand this yet?" ask something simpler. Can I take one step without full clarity? That single step often reveals more than hours of thinking. Trying to figure everything out feels like progress, but movement creates progress. Clarity grows after action begins, not before. When you stop demanding certainty, motion becomes possible again, and once motion returns, clarity follows quietly, one step at a time.